All right, so welcome to this very special webinar on this beautiful Sunday morning. It's around 8:45 in the morning, so I just want to share with you this amazing insight that I had this morning when I woke up at around 7 o'clock. I was in bed, and for some reason, I had this idea of turning the Open Digital University into a resellable university. So in this live stream, I want to explain to you in detail this, what I call a grandmaster move. A grandmaster in chess is someone who's extremely smart, experienced, and with a single chess move, he or she is able to secure significant strategic advantage. So anyways, I'm going to talk about how this morning I had the profound idea of turning the Open Digital University into a kind of resellable digital university, or maybe just for short, just a resellable university. So this is incredibly profitable to you, because in a nutshell, when you become a member of this resellable university, you're going to be able to resell a lot of the courses that we have been developing. So the courses can be in ebook format, or can be in video course format. And of course, these days people prefer video courses because you can hear the voice of the teacher and you can see visuals, animations. It's much more engaging than ebooks. But there are cases where an ebook is more useful. But either way, you're going to be able to resell the ebooks and the video courses that we have at the Resellable University. Okay, so first of all, what is the Open Digital University, and how did it start? Well, I think it started in around 2018 when I had the idea of creating an Open Digital University where people can contribute their courses or tutorials, and everyone makes money as affiliates, right? So it's like the typical university. You have courses, but it's not like the typical university where only professors can create courses. Here anyone can create a course, and that's why I call it the Open Digital University. But this morning at 7 a.m. I thought, yeah, of course it's going to be open. Open source is something that is very well known. So that's not where the innovation occurs, because the fact that we have an Open Digital University where anyone can contribute, of course it's subject to our quality criteria, but the fact that we have an open university, it's not that profitable, right, for students, for people who participate, for members. However, if I change the open aspect, and of course it's going to always be open, but if I just change the word open to resellable, then suddenly we have something that is extremely powerful, because our members not only can learn from the ebooks and the video courses and the Zoom webinars and the live streams that we offer at our university, but they can also resell many of the ebooks and video courses. So let's take a closer look at what resellable actually means, because I'm not sure that most people are familiar with the idea of a resell right, and especially the difference between master resell rights and resell rights. So let's take a few minutes to talk about resell rights. So there are two types of resell rights. There's the regular resell rights, and then there's the master resell rights. So I'm going to explain these two types, and this is just RR, and this is MRR. The difference is crucial, because let's say that I sell an ebook. Okay, I sell it to you, let's say for $20, and it comes with resell rights. And typically the resell rights would be stipulated in a separate agreement, right? So I would put your name. So let's say that your name is Susan, and I sell to Susan an ebook let's say on email marketing. This is a course that I actually created and I taught for 5 years, so it's a very legitimate ebook. It's not just an ebook, it's actually a textbook. But anyways, let's just use the word ebook. And I sell this ebook to Susan for $20, and I signed with Susan an agreement that says, she has the right to resell, at any price. So the agreement will say that she is entitled to sell at any price. She will pocket 100% of the profits, so she doesn't owe me anything. She paid $20 already, and also like she cannot modify the PDF. Okay, that's very important. Cannot modify the PDF, which is the ebook. And so there's a couple of things that she's allowed to do and a few things she's not allowed to do. And for example, she cannot give it away for free. And the reason for that is that if she starts to give it away for free, that will, in a way, it damages my reputation, because it makes it feel like the ebook is not worth anything, right? She cannot give it away for free. She has to charge at least $1. So the agreement is separate and it's very detailed, and it's signed by Susan and it's signed by me. And so Susan turns around and she sells that that ebook to, she sells it online to anyone who speaks English, obviously, because the ebook is in English. And she will go she will set up a sales page using ChatGPT on Gumroad, and her sales page would describe the ebook, and it would have and has a purchase button. So when people click on the purchase button, they can pay Susan using their PayPal. They can pay with credit card, and I'm not sure about Bitcoin or Litecoin, but probably in the future she can do that, because there might be people in developing countries who don't have PayPal, who don't have credit card or bank, because credit cards come from banks, right? But they might have Bitcoin, or they might use Litecoin to pay, but that's really a small detail. So anyways, she has a purchase button and people pay, and after they pay, they will have access to her content page on Gumroad, and from the content page, they can download the ebook. So this is how Susan would make money. Very simple, just a Gumroad sales page, and she generates traffic to that sales page, and people would purchase. And she can set the price $10 or even $5, $10, $20. She can even put a price like $50 if she feels that people are willing to pay that amount of money. So, but in any case, on the cover of the page, I'm gonna put the price on the cover, like I don't know, I'm gonna put the price at $97, because remember, this is an actual email course that I used to give. I've been teaching it for 5 years, and it contains extremely valuable knowledge, right? So I used to teach for 15 weeks, and it's 3 hours of classroom per week, and there's exercises, there are assignments, templates, it has case study, it has everything. So it's really not just an ebook, it's really a textbook, the kind that you find at university or in colleges, right? So it's extremely valuable, and that's why I feel that on the cover of this ebook we should put the price $97. But even though the price is legitimate at $97, it's up to Susan. She can sell it for only $20 because she wants it to be affordable to people. She can sell it for $10. I don't mind, but the real value is $97. She has to know that, and her prospects have to know that. So when they see the price on the cover, $97, and they see the description, they see my name as the author, I'm a legitimate college professor, I have experience in email marketing and copywriting, and I made money, a lot of money from that. They see the price $97, but Susan can sell it for, let's say, only $20. So that's the incentive for people to buy from Susan. Like if they buy from me, it's $97, but if they buy from Susan, which is exactly the same ebook, it's only $20. So Susan is going to be able to make tons of $20, because the profit margin is very high. So she can sell to people, and she's just going to time. Okay, so that's the advantage for Susan to buy my email marketing ebook, for $20, and she can resell it at the price of $20, and she's going to make money over and over again. And the benefit for her students is that they will learn email marketing, and they can make money from email marketing. Okay, so that's the basic resale rights, which requires a separate agreement. Now I'm going to talk about the master resale rights, which is much more powerful, and it's typically more expensive. So for example, just to give you an idea, if the resale rights ebook here costs like $100, typically this would cost like $500, or at least 5 times more. And now I'm going to explain to you why an ebook that sells with master resale rights, why it's 5 times more expensive. So the master resale rights is similar to the resale rights in the sense that somebody who buys it will be able to resell. But here's the difference. So I'm just gonna remove this. The difference with a product that sells with master resale rights is that there is no separate agreement. Okay, the resale rights are stipulated inside of the ebook. So the rights and restrictions are written inside of the ebook. And so what master resale rights means is that, let's say it's not Susan anymore, but it's Bob. Bob, let's say, is a business leader. He's very well connected. He's a business owner, well connected. He knows how to do marketing, and his audience is composed of business people. Okay, so it's not the same as Susan, whose audience is composed of students who want to learn email marketing. In the case of Bob, he's a business owner. His audience is business people. Okay, so in the same way, he's going to sell it online to anyone who speaks English, and he has a Gumroad sales page. He has a description. People can pay to access the ebook. But here's the difference. When people purchase his ebook, they automatically receive the right to resell the ebook. Okay, so for example, let's say we have Stephen, and Stephen buys the ebook with master resale rights. It means that Stephen, can turn around and he can create a sales page, and he can also sell this MRR ebook. Can you see the difference? Stephen, who's a client of Bob, he can make money with the ebook because of the master resale rights. So master resale rights, I guess a synonym for master resale rights can be something like transferable resale rights. So when Bob sells the ebook to Stephen, Stephen receives a transfer of the resale rights. So it's like it's like the COVID virus. It's not a very good analogy, I know, but it's kind of like the COVID virus. Stephen gets the virus from Bob, and now Stephen can transfer the virus to his customers. I know it's not a very good analogy because we're not transferring a deadly virus here, but we're transferring the resale rights. And in the same manner, Stephen is going to set up very quickly a sales page on Gumroad, and he's going to sell to people. Let's say Stephen sells to Rose. Rose automatically gets the resale rights, and Rose turns around and she's going to sell to Betty, and she's going to sell to Andrew. She's going to sell to Tony, and all these people who are buying the ebook with master resale rights from Rose. All these people can turn around and they can sell. So it's really extremely powerful. It's powerful because all these people get the master resale rights, and they can actually make money from this ebook. And because they can make money from this ebook, that's why an ebook that has master resale rights is typically more expensive. It makes sense. It makes sense that people are willing to pay $500 because they can actually make money from that. So let's say Rose spent $500, she can sell to these people, right? And therefore she can sell to 3 people, and therefore she makes revenues 500 times 3. So she makes like 1,500 from only 3 people, and she keeps selling to more and more people, and every time, Rose is gonna make $500 every single time, so she's gonna make $500 every time. Now I say $500, but it would be very smart on Rose's part to not charge a lump sum payment like that, because $500 for a lot of people, it's a lot of money, especially if they're getting into this resellable products game for the first time. So what Rose can do is that she can say, listen guys, I'm going to charge you $100 per month, and you're going to pay for the next 5 months. So it makes it more affordable when Rose offers this kind of financing. People don't have to pay $500 up front. They can pay $100 every month, and every month they can resell the ebook, and they can make a few $100s, so it covers the $100 fee per month. So that's the difference between master resale rights. Master resale rights means that the rights and the restrictions are written inside of the ebook. So anyone who gets the ebook, automatically they get the rights, but they also get the restrictions. There are certain things that they cannot do with the ebook. An example is that they cannot modify the ebook. They cannot put their name as the author. My name is always going to be there as the author of the ebook on email marketing. They cannot give it away for free. They have to charge something, and they cannot make it part of a bundle. It has to cannot be part of a bundle, because that would create confusion in the marketplace. So they have to sell it separately. They cannot say that I'm gonna sell a package, and the package will include like my my ebook, and it includes Peter's email marketing ebook. No, the email marketing ebook has to be sold on its own. Okay, so a bundle is not allowed. So yeah, that's the advantage of a master resale rights. Now, as the author and the course creator, and the developer of these ebooks, from my perspective, is it better for me to transfer resale rights, or is it better for me to transfer master resale rights? Well, I'm probably going to do both, because if I'm talking to people like Susan, who has a student audience, right? I'm probably going to sell her the ebook with resale rights. So, Susan would have to sign an agreement. But if I meet people like Bob, who's very active on LinkedIn, and he has thousands of connections, and his connections are business people, then, I would convince Bob to go for the master resale rights, which is more expensive, true, but Bob can make more money. Because if Bob was to sell this ebook at $100, obviously he's making less money, because he would be selling at $100. But if he's selling at $500, Bob can make more money, because he has a business audience, and business people know that it's better for them to get the master resale rights, because they can turn around and they can sell it. Okay, so that's how I would decide. But I'm probably going to do both. I'm going to offer to Bob and Susan, I'm going to tell them the differences between resale rights and master resale rights, and it's up to them. It's very possible that Susan understands the difference, and Susan would go, you know what, Peter, I'm going to get the master resale rights. I'm going to pay 5 times more, but I know how to resell it. So it's possible for Susan to take a little bit more risk, because she's investing $500, and then Susan can make a lot of money. So it's up to people. In a similar manner, maybe Bob doesn't feel confident about his ability to convince business people. So maybe Bob is just going to start with the resale rights, and after Bob sees that a lot of people are buying this ebook with at $100, after that maybe Bob can change his mind, and he can say, you know what, Peter, I'm gonna buy the ebook with master resale rights because I see that there is huge demand. So it's that's a sensible approach. People start with something that is inexpensive, and then once they see that my ebook is very popular, very useful, and people love it, then they can upgrade to paying $500 for the master resale rights. So in a nutshell, that's the difference between resale rights and master resale rights. And if we compare this amazing business model to the typical books or ebooks that you find on Amazon or in traditional bookstores, we can see that this is really amazing. And I first learned about this like years ago from Yannick Silver, who's an internet marketer, and he was selling an ebook about internet marketing, and he offered the master resale rights, I believe, master resale rights. And what Yannick was doing is that he sold that internet marketing ebook, I think it was for $200 or something, and so the people who bought it from him can turn around and they can resell that internet marketing ebook. So this was really at the beginning of internet marketing, probably like 15 years ago. But Yannick was very smart because inside of the ebook he had a lot of affiliate links, right? So as the resellers were reselling his ebook, and he's not making money because once he sells it, his customers don't have to pay him anything, but he's still making money because his affiliate links were inside of the ebook, and so anyone who reads the ebook would click on his affiliate links, and when they clicked on that link and they go to the sales page of a product and they buy something, that's when Yannick would make the commissions. So he's using the internet marketing ebook as a way to naturally promote his affiliate link. So that was very smart. So I think that Yannick Silver is probably one of the early people who came up with the idea of a master resale rights. And when you compare that to the typical ebook that you find, whether it's Kindle or other formats like EPUB that you find on Amazon, when you buy an ebook on Amazon, you can only consume the ebook. You can only read it. I've bought tons of ebooks on Amazon. I'm not allowed to resell it. That's against the law, right? I would go to prison. So I buy something, I consume it, but I cannot resell it. I cannot profit from it. All the profits go to the author of the ebook. Same thing with print books that you find in bookstores. Although I don't know, why would people pay for a physical book? Maybe they still pay for physical books because they want to write on it, or people over 50, they prefer to have a book that they can actually touch. But I don't know. I think more and more people nowadays, they read an ebook as opposed to a print book. But in any case, with print books, it's even worse. You cannot resell it. Even if you could resell it, how would you resell a print ebook? I mean, you would have to print it, you would have to ship it, you would have to hire people to handle the shipping and handling. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. And so you can see that with ordinary ebooks that are being sold online, it's not as good because you can only consume it. You cannot profit from it. You cannot resell it and make money from it. Okay. So given those differences, the question is, why would an author like myself, why would an author transfer resale rights or master resale rights? He would lose revenue, right? So why would he give his customers the ability to resell the ebook and make money from his hard work? Well, I think there are many reasons. Number one, it sells faster. So for example, if I were to sell you an ebook, okay, so let's actually play this out. So if I sell you an ebook on email marketing, let's say for $30, and the alternative is for me to sell you at the same price the ebook, but it comes with resale rights. Obviously, there would be more people, because when they buy this ebook at the same price, they can actually make money. Okay, so realistically, let's say that here I'm able to sell this ebook to 500 people, because it's still a valuable ebook. I mean, it comes from an official college level email marketing course that I've taught, so it's really, really valuable. But here, because of the resale rights, I'm able to, let's say, get 1,500 people. So you can obviously see that here I'm making 3 times more money. So I don't mind that people are making money from my ebook, but I do focus on the fact that I'm going to be making 3 times more revenue. Okay, and of course I could, if I was a digital marketing agency and I know how to do Facebook ads, I could go with this ebook, no resale rights. It's possible that I could be making I could get like 5,000 customers. But for me to get those 5,000 customers, I would have to run Facebook ads, I would have to do content marketing, I would have to do sales funnels, and that's a lot of work that I'm not willing to do. I'm able to do it, but I'd rather spend time writing ebooks. I don't want to spend my time marketing. So, instead of my doing the work, the marketing work, I just sell it to these people, and they would give me like 3 times more revenue, or even 5 times or more, right? I make a lot of revenue at the beginning, and I don't have to do a lot of Facebook ads, Google ads, all of that hassle. I don't even know how to do that. So, that's a quick way for me to make a lot of money. So that's one of the key advantages for authors like myself to adopt this resale rights. So let's look at other reasons for me to use resale rights. So maybe a second way is that I want my reputation to spread faster. So obviously, if I transfer the resale rights, more people will know about me because my name will be on the ebook, and since they know about me, they might hire me as a trainer, as a consultant. But in my case, I'm not available for consulting. I don't want to offer services anymore. I just want to create products. But I'm saying, for people who are coaches or consultants and who offer services, freelance services, this is a great way for them because people can hire them as, consultant, as advisor, as coach, etc. It's just that in my case, I'm not interested anymore in offering services because it involves my time. My time is extremely precious. I just want to create products and sell products online because it's scalable. Another advantage for an author like myself to go with resale rights is that I actually want to help a maximum number of people. So I think that AI is here today, and it's going to eliminate a lot of jobs. And so a lot of people will need to learn email marketing, which is the fastest way, one of the fastest ways to make money online. But email marketing is very technical. It's not just about sending email. You have to craft a series of emails. You have to create a lead magnet. It's a whole bunch of things you have to do. It's a very technical discipline. But email marketing can generate a return, if you do it properly, a return of 40x, meaning that you're spending $1 and you're going to get $40 in revenue if you do it correctly. So I'm very motivated to help people do email marketing correctly so that they can make money. So it's a sincere desire to help the maximum number of people. If I were to sell it myself, I could reach 500 people. But if I transferred the resale rights, I could reach like an unlimited number of people, maybe like 40,000 people, because my customers will turn around and they will aggressively promote the ebook since they're making money from it. So, with reseller rights, I can help more people to learn about email marketing. So I think those are the three main reasons, at least for me, but I think it's applicable to most authors. Those are the reasons why it makes sense for me to transfer resale rights or master resale rights. So in terms of the open university, at the beginning, like I said, it's just an open university. Anyone can contribute. But now it's a resellable university, meaning that when you become a member of the resellable digital university, let's say you're a member and you're paying $50 a month, you will have access to a lot of our resellable ebooks and video courses. And so as long as you remain a subscriber or a member at $50 a month, you're going to have access. And to encourage people to remain subscribed as a member, we will develop new ebooks and new video courses all the time. Okay, so new ebooks and video courses will be developed all the time, and I will use artificial intelligence, but I will also use my instructional design framework, because there's a way to create a course. You can't just create a course, and it's called the ADDIE framework. And I use the ADDIE framework, and in my experience, I've created 5 college level courses so far. It's not easy, by the way, because a college course typically has 15 modules, and it's very complex. It's really not like an ebook. Anyone can write an ebook, right? But to create a course that will train people on email marketing, on sales, on entrepreneurship, project management, you really have to be a professor. You have to have experience teaching. You can't just write an ebook. So because I've mastered the art of creating courses, there will be new ebooks all the time, new video courses all the time, and therefore it makes sense for people to remain subscribed for only $50. Like only $50, and you have access to all my resellable ebooks and courses, and you can make a lot of money from that. So maybe in the future, I might charge $100 a month, or $200, or even $500 a month. But at this point in time, $50 is good enough. And so that's what I wanted to share with you. It's really crazy that by just changing one letter, from Open Digital University to Resellable University, I predict that everyone is going to join the Resellable University, because for only $50 you have access to all the hard work that I've done in the last 20 years, because it takes 20 years to become a teacher, a good teacher like myself, if I may say so. It takes 20 years. So ultimately, the compelling pitch that I want to use is that when you join the Resellable University, you're making money from my hard work, my hard work in the last 20 years. I worked really hard. I worked my ass off, excuse my French, to create all these courses and to become a great teacher. I know everything about teaching, how to create teaching frameworks, how to design a course professionally. And I was actually paid like $80 an hour for 5 years as a college professor. Well, I wasn't paid $80 an hour at the beginning, but progressively, I moved down to $80 an hour. I was the highest paid teacher at Taft College. You can check them out. Taft College has a digital marketing program. I can basically teach all the 12 courses, including programming and Photoshop. Because I'm a very fast learner, I'm a very good teacher, I'm a very good course creator. But anyways, enough about me. It's about you. When you join the Resellable University for $50 a month, which is peanuts, you're going to be able to make money from, my hard work in the last 20 years, and everything that I've done. I obsessively document everything. And so my ebooks, my video courses, my video tutorials, everything that I know, everything that's in my head, it's going to be converted into courses and ebooks, and you will be able to resell, everything that I'm creating. So, everything I know will become an ebook, will become ebooks, will become video tutorials. So a video tutorial is, maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes, but it's just a video where you're learning, for example, how to use MailerLite. So it's not really like a full-fledged course, but of course we're going to have like video course as well. We're going to have audio courses. So these are courses that you can listen to while you're jogging, while you're driving, So basically everything that I know, but also everything that the experts that I'm connected to, my friends, my connections who are experts in their field, it will be converted into ebooks and video courses as well. But I'm not sure about that. It takes a long time for me to convince people, experts, to join. And a lot of times they have beliefs about knowledge. They may have a lot of knowledge, but a lot of them, I feel that they're not convinced of their knowledge, right? Like they don't teach it, which I find mind-boggling. Like if you have succeeded in something, you should be able to teach it to millions of people and create additional revenue. But I'm not giving up on those people. It's just that I know so much. I have so much knowledge in my head that with just what I know, I feel comfortable. I can create a whole university and allow my students and my members to resell my ebooks, my video courses, etc. And I don't want to be arrogant, but this is a very powerful metaphysical or spiritual thing that I want to teach you, and I want to share it with you here. But the caveat is that please don't feel that that I'm arrogant. It's just that I believe that what I'm capable of doing, you are capable of doing. But chances are, you are stopping yourself. You can make as much money. You can become financially free like me. You can become super smart like me. So when I say that, I'm great, when I say that I'm super smart, when I say that I'm ultra liquid, I can make money in so many ways, when I say that I'm super talented, I'm unique, when I say that about myself, you have to understand that automatically I believe the same about you. I don't know who you are. I don't know which country you came from. I don't know how your parents raised you. I don't know what language you speak as your first tongue. I don't know your religion. I don't know your education. But what I do know about you is that you have the same capability as I have. Your talent may be different. You might be more introverted, more extroverted. You might be smart in some ways, and you might be dumb in other ways, in the same way that I'm probably dumb in many ways, But I focus on my areas where I'm super smart. I'm great. I'm a good person. I'm a kind person. I'm compassionate. I believe the same thing about you. Okay? So please don't think that I'm arrogant. Anyways, one thing that Pablo Picasso said that really stuck with me, and I don't think that Pablo Picasso is arrogant, and even if he was, I think he has a right to be arrogant given what he's achieved. But he said that, give me a museum and I will fill it. Now, it may sound arrogant, but I think that you have to adopt the childlike mindset of Pablo Picasso. You have to think that he believes that he's so creative that if you give him an empty museum, he can fill it with, sculpture. I think he went into sculpting at the end of his career, or something like pottery or something, but he started with painting, so he can fill it. He can just paint, and he would create one masterpiece after another. So I believe the same thing. I believe that, give me a university and I will fill it. I will fill it mostly with courses on business, marketing, sales, entrepreneurship, innovation, creativity, because in my life, I've read like over 1,000 non-fiction books. I've read books on futurism, on technology, on e-commerce, on copywriting, on sales, on marketing. I've read all these books already. You don't have to read these books. I've read all these books, and I can give a lecture on basically any of those topics, like a very well-structured lecture, because I know the frameworks. I not only read 1,000 business books, but for each of the crucial books, and there's probably 50 crucial books, I've memorized the frameworks. For creativity, the framework for innovation, the framework for marketing. So that's how I can create spontaneously lectures and courses I don't need PowerPoint slides. I can just show up in a Zoom session or in person in a classroom, and I can start teaching any of these topics and transfer extremely valuable information and knowledge. So that's me. I can create a university. But anyways, you don't really care about me, right? You care about how you can make money from me. And again, that's the ingenious idea that I had this morning. It doesn't matter how smart I am. It doesn't matter how smart Elon Musk is, and he's probably like 20, 40 IQ points above me. It doesn't matter. What matters, and this is really important, what matters is how are you gonna make money from me. That's what you should be concerned about, because when AI arrives to your workplace, when your employer finally concludes that you're not fast enough, you're not accurate enough, you're not smarter than AI, your employer is going to give you the pink slip. You have to expect that. Okay? Don't have delusions about your knowledge or expertise. So many people who are over 40, they have this arrogance that, oh, AI is not going to eliminate my job. Well, you know what? You're wrong. A young person who's using AI can do your job, and can get paid 20%. So I tell people, like the 1 billion people on LinkedIn, don't be so arrogant. AI or a young person who's using AI is going to do your job. Your brain, your expertise is really not special, okay? Anyone can replace you. Maybe AI cannot replace Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, but most professionals on LinkedIn, they have delusions of grandeur. They don't understand AI. AI is, it's so smart, and it learns exponentially, and billions of dollars are invested into AI so that it becomes AGI, artificial general intelligence, and AGI is basically defined as an AI that can do the work of most people. And so people are they're living in denial. And I know I might offend a few people, but I don't care. I'd rather warn them, and my warning to them is that whatever professional job you have, it's going to be gone. Young people who know how to use AI are going to do your job, and it's going to be very hard. You might be able to keep your job, but you're going to be under pressure. You're going to be competing against young people who are super smart, super equipped with digital technologies. I don't think that jobs are the future. I think that you should go into business for yourself. But anyways, that's my opinion. You can believe me or you can not believe me. I don't care. But what I care about and what you care about is how you can make money from me. And the way for you to make money from me is just to invest $50 a month to join my resellable digital university, and you can resell my ebooks, you can resell my video courses, you can even resell the web applications that I'm developing using Base 44. You can resell the source code that I've created in Python. You can resell my video games. I've created video games that you can run on your smartphone, whether it's an iPhone or whether it's an Android. You can run my video games using PyDroid 3, which is an IDE. It's an integrated development environment, and basically the IDE allows you to run the code, and when you run the code, you have video games. You have the video games that I've created. So I've created so many, and by the way, these video games are educational because there are texts in the video games that will teach you something even while you're playing the video games. So I've created all of this. I've created ebooks, video courses, web apps, source code, video games, and you can resell most of them. Not all of them will come with resale rights, but most of them you will be able to just grab it, resell it using Gumroad, or resell it on YouTube, and you're going to make tons of money. I expect the typical user, I would say the average revenue per user, I expect the average user per month to make anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 or more per month from my resellable products. That's my expectation, especially because at the RDU, and this is really amazing, at the RDU, we will train you on Gumroad. We train you on digital marketing because we want to make sure that you're able to resell my products. Because the fact that I transferred the resale rights to you and the fact that you can resell the ebooks doesn't mean that you're going to make money, because you have to know the basics of digital marketing and copywriting. So we're going to train you on how to use Gumroad as a platform, and we're going to provide all this training in the form of video courses. So I'm not going to be involved. It's going to be video courses I'm creating, and once in a while I'm going to create Zoom sessions where you can ask questions, but most of the time it's going to be video courses training you on how to make money with digital marketing with Gumroad. It's not just access to the resellable ebooks. We're going to train you for free. It's part of the membership fee here. And so you have the ebooks to sell, the video courses to sell, and you will get the skills to be able to resell. And so for only $50, this is really a joke. I am financially free. I don't need this money, but it's good to have this monthly revenue. I don't know, maybe one day I might want to buy a private jet or something. But this is my estimation. When you join, you're going to be making $2,000 to $5,000 per month or more when you resell my ebooks and video courses. Now, it's very possible that at the beginning it's not going to be that much. Maybe you're going to be able to make only $500 a month. But even if you make only $500 a month, which is very low, I don't expect. But anyways, this is the worst case scenario. You make $500 a month from my hard work. Okay, this is my hard work. I worked for 20 years for you. Let me put that down. I worked hard for 20 years for you. And so if you don't join this Resellable Digital University, you're saying no to my gift to you. I'm giving you 20 years of my life, and all you have to do is invest $50 so that you can make a minimum $500. So you can see that the $500 in revenue you're going to make, and most of that revenue is going to be profit, because when you sell something like Gumroad, it's free, right? So it doesn't cost anything. So you're going to be making almost like $500 in net profit. So of course it covers your $50 a month, right? It covers it. And so, you can decide, what, Peter, I'm going to cancel my subscription and you're not a member anymore. You can still continue to make a lot of money, even though you canceled your subscription. I'm not going to have hard feelings, toward you. If you want to cancel and you want to save $50 a month, that's fine. I'm not judging you at all. I want to thank you for being with us for 30 days. And in those 30 days, you will have downloaded everything that I've created in the last 20 years. And after that, you don't have to pay me anything. You just go on, and you just sell, my ebooks, my video courses, and you're going to make $500. And at some point, you're going to make $5,000 a month. At some point, you're going to make $50,000 a month. And that's fine, more power to you. But I'm hoping that you will continue to be a member at $50 a month, because I'm going to develop new products all the time, and I'm going to develop new training. So here I'm going to put video training. I'm going to develop new training, new methods for generating traffic. That's digital marketing, right? I'm going to develop new new case studies. We're going to interview people who are able to make $5,000 a month. So you're going to get a lot of value if you remain a member of the Resellable University. So that's, I want you to be part of us. And not only you have access to new ebooks and video courses we're creating, but you're going to be part of a community. And I'm going to create a community on wop.com, which is a platform for creating communities. And you can interact and trade with other members. So for example, if you know how to resell ebooks, you have certain techniques, you can share your technique with somebody else, and the other person can teach you what they know, what they've learned, so that they can resell more books. So you're going to be part of a WOP community. So there are many reasons for you to remain a subscriber at $50 a month, but it's really up to you. But so this morning, I've been talking in this live stream for 52 minutes. I just wanted to share with you the good news. I've set up everything I will set up everything at the Resellable University for you to make money. It's just a matter for you to feel confident that you can do it. The first time that you're gonna resell my ebook, you're not gonna believe it. It's like, what? I can actually send an email or a social media message, and somebody's gonna go to my sales page on Gumroad and actually buy my book, and you're gonna see the money that Gumroad is transferring to your bank account. I've seen Amazon do the same. I've been selling books on Amazon and also on Gumroad. I can actually see the money that people are sending me. I've been selling since 2009 when I first began to sell an audio CD, and I saw emails from PayPal. And let me tell you, friends, the first time that you see money being deposited into your bank account or your PayPal account, it's better than sex. Okay, maybe it's not better than sex, but the first time that I saw PayPal emails, and at the time they had a subject line, something very boring, like email notification, and I began to see like dozens. I woke up in the morning, I saw dozens of emails in my inbox that had the subject line payment notification. Nowadays it's something more exciting, it's something like you got paid or something. But this was in 2009, so this was my very first time that I made money by selling an audio CD. And so they pay me, and then I had to go to the post office. I had to ship this audio CD that I was selling for $10. So it was not purely profit, because I have to do the labor, right? I have to go to the post office, and the stamps at the time, I think it was $1.10 in Canada or the US, I forgot. So I'm making like $8 per CD, but that was 2009. Today, nobody is sending CDs. You want something from me, you pay, and you can download right away. But I would say that before 2009, I guess I was a virgin. In the same way that you're probably a virgin if you've never sold anything online. But once you start selling something online, it could be my video courses or my ebooks, once you start selling for $50, it's going to be incredible. You wake up and you're $50 richer, or a few $100s richer. And that's why you often see on YouTube or Facebook, ads and case studies of people who, like young people usually, who have become millionaires, and that's because they created a digital product, and then they just create sales funnels or Facebook ads, and they're making tons of money. They're able to print money. Okay, they're not stuck in a job where they're working hard to enrich somebody else. They're just printing money online. That's all they do. But of course, the first time that they were able to achieve a sale of $50, it's gonna be hard, So realistically, let's say the first time that they make $50, and including like when you start reselling my products, I have to tell you, it's not going to be easy the first time. That's why I'm going to be there to help you with your first few sales. But the first sale of $50, I don't know, it might take you, let's say 2 weeks. You're working hard, you're creating your sales page on Gumroad, you communicate with me, and you get my sales letters and my copy, etc. It's going to take you 2 weeks, but then afterwards you're going to make 3 sales, and it's going to take only 1 week. And after that, you're going to be making tons of sales like that. It's going to take only 2 days. And after that, you're going to be making tons of money, all of this in a single 1 hour, because you know how to do it. So the important thing to understand is that you're going to go faster and faster, 2 weeks to 1 week to 2 days to an hour. But at the beginning, you have to expect it to be slow, because you have to do the setup. You have to set up everything. You have to set up your Gumroad page. You have to set up the bank information in Gumroad, because Gumroad is going to send you the payments from customers directly to your bank. But you don't even have to have a bank. You just have to have a PayPal account, and you're going to receive the money. You have to set up the sales page on Gumroad. But basically that's it. It takes like 30 minutes to set up all of that, and after that you just generate traffic to your sales page, and you're going to be making money. You're going to be making all of this money again from my hard work. Okay, you don't have to create ebooks, you don't have to create video courses. I've thought about everything. Like, I was officially a teacher at Taft College for 5 years. I was the highest paid teacher. I think I was the most dynamic teacher. But anyways, even before Taft College, for 5 years I was teaching there, I was already teaching professional sales and entrepreneurship for the English Montreal School Board in the adult vocation program. So I have a lot of experience as a teacher. But right now I'm really into AI. I'm creating what I call an artificial business intelligence. I don't have time to teach anymore. I don't have time to market my ebooks and my video courses. And so that's the opportunity for you. If you want to make money from my 20 years of hard work, well, this is your opportunity and you should join as soon as possible. All right, I have to go for breakfast, but I was really excited to share with you the great news about the RESELLABLE University, and the sooner you join, the sooner you're going to make money. All right, that's it for today. I'll talk to you more in the next live stream.